Hello, mathletes. We've got some exciting news for you. We're going to be working on multiplication. So, it would be great if you could help get prepared at your house for distance learning to work on multiplication. As you start to build your multiplication toolkit at your home, find a little box or a little bag or a little space to put all of your materials. That way you can access them quickly and easily for your homeschooling. So what's one of the first things you can do with your multiplication toolkit? It's make game cards or digit cards. So let's look over here. Find scrap paper around your house, and then you're going to cut it into little cards. You're going to make 2 stacks. If you notice here, it says homemade digit cards. So in this stack here, I want you to write the digits 0 all the way to 9. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You've got it. So these are going to be a pile of your digit cards. You want to make maybe 3 of each number. Now over in this pile, these are the facts that you're working on. 2s, 5s, 10s, we've learned first. If you're still practicing your 2s, 5s, and 10s, just make those cards. If you've already learned them, we want to keep reviewing them for automaticity. Automaticity is a very fancy word for just knowing your facts quick and accurately. So once you've learned your 2s, 5s, and 10s, let's make the 3s and 4s cards. So that's the first thing you're going to do. So the second thing you want to do is you want to go almost on a scavenger hunt around your house. Always ask your grown-ups first too if you can borrow things. So right here, you're going to form some collections. Now, if you look, this is my first collection. You want your units to be the same. So in this collection, all of these units are beads. You want to have at least 50 beads. If you can get 100, that would be awesome. So that's my first collection. My second collection, the units are black beans. I love to eat black beans. They're like my favorite. So I always have dried black beans in my house. Maybe you have some dried beans that you can ask your grown-up if you can have 100 units of that. And pennies are another collection that I have. So you're going to go on like a scavenger hunt. Always ask grown-ups if you can use things, but you're going to find collections where you can practice multiplication. We're going to practice using these to make equal groups. We're going to use these to show arrays. We're going to use these to solve some word problems. So these are going to be your multiplication manipulatives. So the next thing that you should do for your multiplication toolkit is make dot paper. When you're making your dot paper, you want to use dots and you want to make rows. Here's a row right here. So I've got 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows, 5 rows. And let's see how many columns I have. 1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns, 5 columns, 6 columns, 7 columns, 8 columns, 9 columns, 10 columns. You can make yours with 10 columns and 10 rows, so you have 100 dots. So once you have your dot paper, you could put it in a plastic sleeve or in one of those plastic binders, or just simply take something out of your recycle that's plastic and put it over, because you can actually use this almost like your own dry erase board. Or you can tape it to the back of a window and then use a marker on the front, so it becomes like a dry erase board. So once you've made your dot paper, which is basically an array, what you're going to do is you're going to pull out some cards. Maybe you pulled, let me write this. Maybe you pulled out a 3 from your digit card, and out of the other pile, you pulled out a 5. So we want you to think about having 3 groups of 5. So here's one group of 5, 2 groups of 5, 3 groups of 5. So we're going to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15. So we know that 3 groups of 5 equal 15. Now, whatever you're using to make it a dry erase board, make sure you check with your adults at home and they can help you. So what we're going to do now, let's pull out of our deck of cards 2 more digits. Let's see what we have. We have a 2 and we have a 3. So maybe this time we're using our multiplication symbol. And basically that multiplication symbol means we have 2 groups of 3. So I'm going to show you 2 groups of 3. 1 group of 3, 2 groups of 3. So 2 groups of 3 equal 6. One of the things I recommend too, well, these are second grade teachers texting me right now. So one of the things that I would recommend too, not only when it comes to making your multiplication toolkit, it's a good time to practice skip counting by 2s, 5s, 10s, 3s, and 4s.